guys, I've got this beautiful view behind me today because I just want to talk about why we chose Santurce and how happy we are with it actually. So this is the view from our condo terrace during the day. That is ocean out there, and that is Condado behind us. And so when I started researching moving to Puerto Rico, all I could really find about Santurce was that it had a Walmart and it's this up-and-coming area, and I wasn't even really sure what was considered Santurce and what wasn't. It seems from the internet and maps and stuff that Condado is in Santurce, but when you talk to people who live here or are familiar with the area, nobody considers them a part of each other. Condado definitely has a different vibe to it than Santurce does. And so Santurce kind of goes, there's a part of Santurce that is close to the beach and is kind of closer to the airport than Condado, and then there's another part of Santurce that is like further away from the ocean than Condado. So that's the part that we're in, the second part. So number one reason why we liked Santurce is its proximity to really great private schools. It's really close to St. John's and Robinson. Both of those schools are in Condado, and it's also really close to an all Spanish, I believe it's Catholic school that I can't pronounce, Perpetuo something. And so this gives us good options for our own children. Also gives us options for renting out the house or condo if we leave. Makes it more desirable as a rental property. Another reason we love Santurce is just all the restaurants. Anything you want really. If you want Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, Puerto Rican, if you want a cafe, like there's just so many choices. I believe there's even a Peruvian place. I haven't tried that place yet. I really want to though. But like the food in Puerto Rico in general is really good. But I feel like there's a really high quality of restaurants here in Santurce, whereas the restaurants in Condado, we didn't really like them. They're really overpriced and touristy and just not as high quality as the food that is actually a little bit less expensive at the restaurants in Santurce. Another reason I really like Santurce is it just feels younger and hipper and hipper. It feels a lot more happening and exciting than Condado. Like there's really close to us is a place called Lote 23, and it's kind of like food trucks, like these carts, and they have a stage, and sometimes they have events there. And then there's I think there's like a theater. There was a drag show there the other day. The Calle Luisa part of Santurce has a lot of graffiti. There's also really cool barber shops. I believe there's actually a barber shop that is also a nightclub. We haven't really explored nightclubs yet, but there are nightclubs in Santurce. You know, young kids. We don't really have a babysitter yet. There's also the La Placita in Santurce, where a lot of people like to hang out and get drinks. So that place is always happening with tourists and with locals. It's a really great place to go meet up with expats and figure out how long have you been on the island. Let's see, another reason we like Santurce is it's less expensive than Condado. We feel like $300,000 got us higher quality, newer 2-bedroom condo than what $400,000 would get us in Condado. I think a $400,000 2-bedroom condo would give you would be closer to the ocean this way, but only by about a mile. And so yeah, the view would be prettier, but we like our view, and we feel it's, I mean, if we were rich enough to not care about an extra $100K maybe, but still the buildings in Condado are more expensive, and they're older. It may be harder to find a building that has full generator. They may generate the elevator, but not all the rooms. I'm not sure if generate can be used in a verb in that way, but that's what I did. Let's see, what else is there about Santurce? It's just really great location, really easy to get on the interstate. It's really quick to go over to Plaza Americas, the biggest, most happening mall in Puerto Rico. That place is always busy. Doesn't matter when we go, during the week, during the weekend, late Friday night, doesn't matter. Like, there's also a movie theater there, but there's always people shopping. And there's some good restaurants in there too, but I mean, their mall restaurants are expensive. We much prefer to eat around here. We really like how walkable Santurce is. It's really quick for us to walk to the beach. Those two towers right there are Gallery Plaza, and it's really quick for us to walk over there even with a 4-year-old. And there's a little splash pad in there, and there's a Starbucks, and a really good but kind of pricey Chinese restaurant that we really like. There's some shopping, there's a hotel over there, and just right in front of Gallery Plaza is I keep saying Galleria. I think Gallery Plaza is a beach that is really popular with kite surfers because it's really windy and has a lot of waves. So sometimes we like to get in the water too, but a little further that way towards Old San Juan are some really great protected beaches. So there's one that we actually can walk to. It's kind of a pain to walk to, but it's a really quick drive to go to Escambron. Maybe that's how you say it, Escambron Beach. It's over, I think it might be technically Old San Juan, but very close to Santurce. But yeah, super easy for us to go on little road trips, hopping on the interstate really fast. Yeah, I mean, I've lived in this condo for like 2 weeks and I still can't get enough of this view. I have heard from people who live in Isla Verde that like a lot of the restaurants are super touristy and that it's noisy, and you know, people are just partying all the time. And even in Condado, I think the noise is a little different, but it's still very noisy. Now I can hear noise from construction. Santurce is a very, they're doing a lot of development now, especially in this complex that I'm in right now. They're finishing up the last of the buildings that they had planned. They've been building them for, I don't know, 10 or 12 years. They're finishing up everything. But Condado is very noisy with just like city life. Santurce is very urban, but at least with us being on the 10th floor and having the impact windows, we feel like it barely, the city noise doesn't really affect us. Every once in a while we'll be going to sleep and we'll hear sirens or something, but it's not a constant thing, whereas when we stayed at Airbnbs in Condado, it was a constant thing. It was just always noisy. Oh, and they're building, our condo building is building a park, and so we're really hoping, our dog isn't here yet, but we're hoping that'll be something fun for the whole family, the dog, the kids. And then our condo building, so we are in Ciudadela. We have a Planet Fitness that is nearly 24/7 open, and a Pueblo grocery store that is open 24/7. And so I actually get a lot of little plants from Pueblo. I'm kind of addicted right now. I have a little window garden. But we just love the convenience of being able to walk everywhere. Walk to the beach, walk to the grocery store, walk to our gym. There's also a yoga studio and a restaurant and a bunch of empty retail space that we're hoping is going to become full of stuff. And really, with how happening Santurce is, it'll be hard to believe if it's not snagged up. I mean, I don't know what they're charging. They may be asking too much for it, but it's just really, this area really is up and coming, like what people say on the forums. Oh yeah, that was all I could find when I was like, what is this Santurce place? And I also didn't know how to say it, but that's how you say it, Santurce, Santurce, and we are in San Juan. Our zip code is, right now we're actually right on the edge. The zip code 00909 and 00912. But so yeah, check out my other videos about our move to Puerto Rico as a family. I'm thinking I want to actually provide videos of different stuff, like toys reviews, and maybe even some beauty stuff, although my hair doesn't look so beautiful in this wind right now. So, see ya! Hold up, I was doing some minor editing and discovered that I forgot to mention a really big perk to living in Santurce. We have fiber internet. And of the whole island right now, it's only offered in a very small area, and that's Condado and some of Santurce. So it's definitely not available to everybody, but it was tied into our building. Like when they built the condo towers, fiber company came in and made it super easy to get hooked up. So they just had to go to a panel in our laundry room to get it all set up, super easy. But another thing that's cool about Santurce is there's a startup scene. There's a big cryptocurrency scene as well. Cryptocurrency startups, cryptocurrency day traders. And then there's a startup incubator called Parallel 18 that brings startups from all over the world to the island for 5 months for $40,000 US. And it's a pretty young program. I think they've only had maybe 5 groups of startups go through the program. And they also have a program that's just for people from Puerto Rico to apply to it. And so with us being huge techies, startup people, software developers, my husband actually owns his own software development company, and I'm a contractor for a software medical company. And I have an interest in crypto. I'm learning kind of the technical aspects of it right now. So it's pretty cool. If you are a digital nomad, to be able to get that fiber internet and to have it with a generator, so that you can continue to do your work. So another video might be the story of kind of how we stumbled upon this place, but for now, see ya!